French President Emmanuel Macron has called Bosnia and Herzegovina a ticking time bomb, a country he says faces the problem of terrorists returning from Syria. We are here in Sarajevo to ask the Bosniak member of the Presidency, Sefik Dzaferovic, for his reaction to Macron's comments. I'm Nafisa Latic, and this is One on One. Mr. Dzaferovic, thank you so much for talking to TRT World. Why does the French president see Bosnia and Herzegovina as a potential threat to region's stability, and what was your reaction to his comments?
We have many problems in this country, and the problem of returning terrorists is not the main issue that Bosnia is facing. The biggest problem we have, and Macron is aware of it too, is politics inside Bosnia and in its neighboring countries. The kind of politics that didn't manage to succeed during the war in the 90s. Today, those politics are trying to do the same thing through other means, like secession, territorial and ethnic divisions, and Macron's statement is dangerous in that context for Bosnia and Herzegovina. We, members of the Presidency, Mr. Željko Komšić, the Croat member of the Presidency, and me, took the necessary steps to inform once again the French president of what's happening in Bosnia. Bosnia needs help from its friends, and we don't need anyone to make things even more difficult for us. This statement is important because it comes from the president of such an important EU country.
This statement followed North Macedonia and Albania's EU accession talks being vetoed also by Macron. Do you think there is a bias against countries with large Muslim populations in terms of that they represent some kind of threat to European Union and its stability?
Muslims live in the Western Balkans. Muslims also live in Europe. Europe should be built on tolerance for people's differences. It should be focused on individual human rights and freedoms. And if that is how we understand Europe, and that is how I understand Europe, it's not possible that it's a problem for someone to be a Muslim or Christian or belong to other faiths. The future of all countries in the Western Balkans is within the European Union. We do not have any other alternatives. When it comes to Bosnia and Herzegovina, our future is in the European Union and the NATO alliance. I believe in Europe there are some forces present that do think in the way you formulated your question, but I think those forces are not dominant, and I don't think they will be dominant. That's why it's important for every European leader who speaks on this subject to bear this in mind. Otherwise, such statements that come from certain people can turn some processes from one direction into another, to improve them or to make them more difficult.
Around 200 Bosnian citizens went to Syria since the uprising began to fight there. What are Bosnian authorities doing to cope with this problem and with those who are returning?
We here in Bosnia and Herzegovina have taken on responsibility, and we were among the first in the region and in Europe who put certain measures into practice, making it punishable by law for citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina to leave to fight in foreign war zones. Since 2006 until today, there hasn't been a single registered person who left the country to go to the Syrian war zone. At this point, according to information provided by our intelligence service, there are fewer than 100 adult citizens from Bosnia and Herzegovina in Syria. Half of them are men, the other half women. 24 individuals have been persecuted before domestic courts in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina will continue to follow this course when it comes to these matters, because activities of these people are harmful for Bosnia and Herzegovina, and we are very well aware of that. And I truly believe we are certainly under full control of these matters, and it's not at all a focus point when it comes to the difficulties that Bosnia and Herzegovina is facing currently, if we're talking about a primary focus.
Bosnia is currently facing a massive refugee crisis at its border with Croatia. Many of those people are coming from Muslim countries. Can this narrative coming from Macron spark tensions between the local community and the refugees?
We here have lived through serious persecution, and we are very well aware of what it's like when people are in trouble. Our citizens here are ready to help, and our citizens are ready to help those unfortunate people. But at the same time, those people have to respect the laws of this country. They cannot disturb the everyday life of people, particularly in the regions of Krajina and Bihać. So I don't think it will get to a point of conflict between the locals and migrants.
Mr. Dzaferovic, thank you so much for talking to TRT World.